Algorithm. I'm sure you guys have been hearing this word so much that you're actually starting to get sick of it. So I recently watched this documentary called The Social Dilemma, and literally it was a bunch of experts from Silicon Valley, and they basically came together and basically exposed, but it's kind of like stuff we already knew before. A lot of these social media apps, when they're being developed, the things that they do to basically keep us on there. If your job is social media and you find that when you're not as active, you are quote unquote punished by the algorithm, so much so that you have to come and rebuild your engagement, your likes, your comments, your relevancy for people to see you again at the top of the feed, I think we can see how destructive this can begin to be to the mental health of influencers. Hi guys, welcome to the Mochunkstv and welcome to another installment of Chit Chat with Mo. Well, the last of the Chit Chat with Mo's for this amazing season that we've had this year. I'm really amazed that we've come to the end of this season, and next month, October, will be time for me to take my production break from YouTube. We're going to be off this platform, no uploading, no creating content, just resting, rejuvenating, re-strategizing, and by God's grace coming back stronger. But anyway, I really wanted to come on here and do the last topic, which is don't let the algorithm control you. So the algorithm. I'm sure you guys have been hearing this word so much that you're actually starting to get sick of it. So I recently watched this documentary called The Social Dilemma, and literally it was a bunch of experts from Silicon Valley, and they basically came together and basically exposed, but it's kind of like stuff we already knew before, but they did it in depth. Basically expose some of the things that, you know, a lot of these social media apps, when they're being developed, the things that they do to basically keep us on there. Because I think the facade of social media is that everyone thinks it's free. They wouldn't just make something free and no one's making any money. There's a reason why the likes of the owners of Instagram and Facebook, there's a reason why they're rich, and that's because a lot of these platforms are very lucrative for advertisers. Now, we know that back in the day, adverts used to be on TV because we used to watch TV all the time, and that used to work pretty well for companies. But now, because no one's really watching TV anymore, even recently Disney Channel on Sky is no more, and I'm guessing they want to focus more on Disney Plus because they're reaching their audience online. Basically now no one's watching any more TV. Advertisers, companies are realizing that, and they're doing their best to get themselves online as well. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter basically gives advertisers to a wide array of like their target audience. So it's not free. Someone's getting paid. It's just not us. It's not like YouTube. YouTube, I believe, is quite great, even though they do take a chunk of the money that content creators make on here. The great thing about YouTube is that it pays its content creators. Instagram doesn't quite do the same. It just allows you on there for free. You end up being the content creator because you're uploading your pictures, you're sharing it with your friends, you're seeing other people's pictures, you're liking it, so therefore you become the consumer. And then you also become the target audience for adverts based on what you've liked, searched up, shared, engaged with on the platform. It's a pretty snazzy business model. And it works. It really works. So it's not really about us. We think we're getting a free service, but it's actually a service that gets the makers of these apps paid. And they do things to keep us on there, to keep those adverts rolling, so that we're always seeing things that, you know, we can basically buy. For example, I might, want to buy, I might be looking at, okay, fashion bloggers today. And maybe I just searched up Boohoo on Instagram or even on the internet. Somehow, everything is so fused and connected together now that I begin to see ads on Instagram for boohoo.com, for my favorite shops, for ASOS, for H&M. And I don't necessarily have to follow these pages for these ads to show up on my timeline, on my newsfeed. And when I was watching this documentary, I was like, I see what you guys do. What I kind of felt wasn't the greatest side of this social media thing. I might, for example, might be looking for a dress for my graduation. It's great for me to see those ads. But what's actually quite sad is the effects on the users, on the consumers. And one thing that one of the industry experts that's quite against social media highlighted that's quite accurate is that only, drug companies also refer to their consumers as users. So there's something that, should be ringing alarm bells in terms of why are we so addicted to this, which is where I'm going with the point I'm about to make. In a sense of they are basically trying to keep us on there, trying to make us work for the likes and the validation, work for the validation from likes and comments and engagement. They're making it so much harder on Instagram now, for example, to see who they're following. It basically has to be a very engaging post for it to be at the top of their timeline. It's no longer in chronological order. So the effect that that's happening on the regular person now is that people are no longer seeing the happy family post, or I walked my dog today, or I'm just sharing what I got up to today. And I would like it if you liked it. It's not that my whole life depended on it, but I would hope for my family and friends that follow me on social media to see my post, like it, comment. But if they're not even seeing it anymore because it's not that much of an engaging post, that's now having the effects of, because social media is a form of validation, people not being validated enough through the likes and the comments, and it's starting to actually affect people mentally. They shared with us a very scary graph about, the rise in like mental health issues such as depression. And there is, they're not saying it's the exact cause of it. They are linking it to the beginning of Instagram, which was around 2013, which would tell us that, okay, there is a huge social dilemma. And those of us that were born in like 1995 and below might be okay, because I believe we were the last of the generation that still got to play outside, didn't get iPhone straight away, whereas Gen Z, that's all they know. They don't really know TV. All they know is the digital world. So this is literally how they connect with their friends. This is literally what validates them today. You can imagine how much of a toll that's having it even on them. If it's affecting us, imagine how much more on that generation. I think it's really cheeky that Instagram doesn't pay people. I mean, they are rolling out IGTV payments and they're testing it out and stuff, but I think YouTube is a lot fairer in a sense of, you're creating quote unquote on content onto Instagram and you have the right to earn some of that money from the advertisers. That would be the plus side of it. But right now it's just like we are the creators, we're the consumers, we're also the target audience. And what do we get in return? A bunch of, in some cases, mental health issues. Not really fair, is it? So apart from the effect on the everyday person, I also believe this social dilemma is affecting the influencers. The people that it's their job to get engagement on social media. It's their job to get the numbers online so that brands will be attracted to them and work with them to advertise their products. That's what they wake up and do every day, even though it's not, respected by some people. It's a regular job. It's a high paying job. It's a job that takes time and effort. Now, what you see is influencers trying to beat this algorithm, doing their best to be more strategic with their content, doing their best to be on trend, doing their best to be a bit more controversial or have just enough controversy in their content to grab your attention so that it boosts the engagement, it boosts the amount of views, it boosts the amount of likes. I would be lying to you if I said to you, I haven't fallen into any of these traps, because I absolutely have. And I see the effects that it has on me and my counterparts. I've had influencer friends, come and say to me, oh, you just have to post every day. Like I'm posting every day, like I'm churning the content. So there's this thing of always having to be online all the time, being on all the time. And even without social media, I feel like creatives, we are one of the few careers that we feel like we always have to be there. We always have to be creating because of, the way the world sometimes views our career, like not so serious, not so professional. It's kind of just fun. But I believe even, creative roles, creative personalities deserve a break. And if your job is social media and you find that when you're not as active, you are quote unquote punished by the algorithm, so much so that you have to come and rebuild your engagement, your likes, your comments, your relevancy for people to see you again at the top of the feed, I think we can see how destructive this can begin to be to the mental health of influencers. they don't end up taking any breaks. They don't end up pausing. They feel like they always have to be online all the time, making content, trying to entertain people. And I'm actually a big believer in quality over quantity. I personally don't post every day on Instagram unless naturally I have content to post. Now, what you're seeing is people kind of forcing it a bit. Not just influencers, the regular everyday person trying to get their engagement up. You know, a lot more forcing of content, a lot more, okay, let me dress up. I don't really have anywhere to go. Let me just put this outfit on so at least I have a picture. But I'm a big believer in quality over quantity. I don't post every day unless like I said, I have to. And I feel like that's more authentic. I'm actually posting what what I had for dinner. I'm actually posting what I wore to my friend's dinner or what I wore out. It's not that I'm making it up to kind of beat the algorithm. Is authentic. That's another thing. I think it's going to make a lot of influencers lose their authenticity in the sense of, I don't actually want to post this, but because my stats say when I post every day I do better on Instagram, I'm gonna post. And like I said, I'm a big believer in quality over quantity, doing a few things well rather than trying to do everything and then end up doing very mediocre. I think one thing is important when it comes to the social media game, online game, and I think it's heart versus strategy. I believe there has to be a heart behind everything that we do. I believe we really have to be authentic behind everything we do rather than being strategic all the time, because what you're seeing now is that the talent is almost being squeezed away and it's all about what can I do to beat this robot rather than focusing and keeping the main thing, which is the talent, which is the human who has to be sane enough, who has to be healthy enough to create content and share it with the world. I mentioned at the start of this video that I'm due a production break this October, and this will be the last video that we kind of upload on here. Before then, I definitely battled with the idea of going away for a month when my channel is currently growing quite exponentially as well, like all thanks to the Most High. I'm really, really happy about the growth that we've experienced on this channel. So I was like, should I just keep pumping out content? But I'm like, I'm tired. I need a break. Like, I need to re-strategize. I need to sit down and really think about, okay, where do I want to go next? And those of you that have been rocking with this channel for a long time know that every time we go on a production break, we always come back stronger, harder, bigger, better. And that's because I've taken a pause. I've really thought about, okay, what next? But in this online algorithm focused world, sometimes you feel like you always have to be there just creating. But that shouldn't be the case. Your mental health matters, your health matters. Just like with every other career, annual leave is a thing, and that's important because you need rest. You need rest to look after yourself, but also for your productivity. I work from rest, and I try not to rest from work. I mean, I do both, but I try to work from rest. That's how I can personally be more productive. And that's just a word of advice for like you guys who may be like content creators on as well on here, or aspiring content creators. Don't be scared to take breaks, regular breaks. You don't always have to be online all the time. You don't always have to be creating content all the time just to beat this algorithm, just to get the numbers, just to get noticed online. Like, take your time with it, especially if you're playing the long game. That's what you need to ask yourself. Do you want to just blow now, or are you actually playing the long game? Are you building a brand that's going to last forever, even beyond your time on earth? Ask yourself those questions and begin to make better decisions. How you're creating content versus looking after yourself. I remember there was a time that I was ill and I missed a week of content and my anxiety was so high. I was like, oh my God, I didn't create anything for the people. And I remember coming on YouTube and saying, oh guys, I'm so sorry, like I was ill. And not to one comment to say, Mo, I hope you're okay now. Listen, social media was here before you, social media will be here after you. So you better look after yourself, creative, because nobody's got you like you've got you. And of course, God has us and everything, but you know what I'm trying to say. Another thing to just re-emphasize, remember that the talent that you possess, the vessel, that is the most important thing over even the strategy. The strategy is important and it helps you grow, but let it be authentic. Let it be the heart before the strategy. And with that, guys, I really do want to thank you for such a great season. I don't even know what season it is because quarantine, oh my goodness, has just distorted everything. But yeah, we're going to restart the new season in November, the new season of MCTV as a whole. So you're going to see some new stuff without giving too much away. I'm really, really excited for where the channel is going to head next. There are some amazing pieces of content that you guys can go and check out whilst we're away, whilst we're not uploading for the month. You can definitely have a big catch up on some of the series and the episodes that we've uploaded in this past season. So let's just go through them really quickly. For one of my absolute fave series was Love Quiz. We released this in February, the month of love. We had some really lovely couples on the game show.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Monica.
And this is Love Quiz.
Oh, God, side, please.
Okay.
This is mind-boggling for me, but
Hardly
it is
mind-boggling.
like, okay, but
It's been a long day.
I took a leap of faith and decided to host the show on my own again. And one of the reasons for that was I really wanted to refine my voice. I really wanted to bring back Chit Chat with Mo, and that has proven to be very, very great for this channel. Some of our top videos do stem from Chit Chat with Mo. Those include Why I Left My Parents' House. That was more of a story time. Unlearning My Religion. We analysed some more controversial sagas, including the Pastor John Gray situation and also the Tayo Aina slander. We've had some great conversations on here, guys. We've also carried on with What's Trending, sharing some of the latest news in Yeleb, celebrity, world news and social trend world. And if you want to go all the way back to 2017, 2018, of course, we have some amazing series there for you. Why Do We Love Love? Season 2. Why Do We Love Love is back. What happens when a bunch of friends meet up and get real about love? This season, we talked dating.
Doesn't mean desperation, but it's like you're moving mad.
If he now says, okay, let's go Dutch, you're ready to, but in going Dutch and splitting the bill, we also split ways because you won't see me again.
Too many rules. Dating's meant to be fun.
I just naturally swayed to a guy who was like darker than me, or like my shade.
Don't start something if you can't finish it.
That is a violation.
Sex.
Sex is such a main aspect of it. I mean, I can go longer. I've been doing
Their culture, women marry more than one.
But then who makes the decisions in those type of relations?
European guys have a rough look. A rough...
Want to try different things, you're young and experiment, then why not? And you guys agree.
And relationships.
I feel like women feel that they're entitled to a relationship.
Can we be in an open relationship? Like, for you to come to me and ask that question, I feel like you can't respect me.
If you really want to be with someone, there's nothing that will stop.
Honestly, guys, you cannot be bored on MCTV unless you choose to be whilst we're away. Unless you are that die-hard fan that's watched every single video, then you might be bored. But it's okay, we'll be back in a month's time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you let me know down below, is this algorithm thing starting to affect you? Affect the influence of friends around you? What's your advice for them in terms of taking breaks, in terms of trying to be on all the time and trying to beat the algorithm? You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Do make sure that if you liked it, share it with your friends and also subscribe to this channel for more. Until next time, guys, peace and love, peace and chunks.